I'm going to show you a failed project that was a really fun project to do, and I know for in the future if I ever want to do it again. I'm going to show you one make that is more of a modification to an item that I already have, that's just going to mean that it's a little bit more on brand for Laudna, the character that I have been gently building a cosplay of, and it will also make it way more usable in my wardrobe. And then I'll show you how I made my little quills out of peacock feathers. Super simple, a hacky method, probably not the way to do it, but it works and I really am happy with how it writes. And also my little Sashimi, who is in Critical Role Campaign 3, which is where Laudna comes from. That's Marisha Ray's character. She's a spooky witch, very cool, fun, scary. She has a familiar called Pate, and she was purchased it's meant to be a marionette doll, and I've taken an image that I found that I really, really liked. I've asked if I can share the picture from the artist, but I haven't had a response yet. Hopefully by magically I'll have a response. I'll be able to put the picture up. If not, I'm going to link it down below. I've done a really, really sort of stripped back version because I made it on a Saturday night when I was meant to be out, but my body and brain couldn't handle social interaction, and luckily I have very understanding friends, so I just quietly filmed that in an evening, and it could be more refined, and I'd quite like to do these things again in the future and do them better, but maybe for something else. But yeah, that's the intention, is to show you and talk to you about these little projects that I have worked on. So I hope you enjoy. Today we are going to make bleeding candles 2 ways. I think I have lots of things to use. I've got some old bottles, one very special one. I haven't dusted it for the project in particular, needs a kind of dusty thing. You'll see it soon. I've got some candles, I've got some black ones and some red ones. I've also got some leftover bits of red wax that I've used just until the candle's burnt out and then kept, because it tends to keep a lot of the scent, so I just keep them and put them in the oil burner that we've got. Got a little pan to heat up things. I've got a couple of enamel bowls. I don't have silicone bowls in the house, so I think this is the best way for me to be able to get it out and then scrape it and not be panicked. I've put some stuff down to try and protect the table, the desk that I'm working at. And yeah, I'm just going to see. Let's see what happens. It should be fun. And spoopy. Or spooky, because it's no longer cool to say spoopy. I don't know. Let's go. So for these ones, I think I'm just going to do quite a bit of red dunking and pouring. And I'm going to put these ones in the bottles. And then I'm going to do some of these ones where I'm going to melt down a black candle and just give them a full dunk so that it bleeds the red through. But with these ones, it will then bleed black back over the top. I don't know, I thought that might be quite cool. We'll see. Oh, and there's a bit of black in there too, so it might be dark, which I think's a good thing. boxes from the desk with a few pebbles in it to hopefully make a wax seal for all of our pen pals that we don't have. Okay, so as you could probably see, these ones look a bit of a mess, but they're fun, and they will work for the project that I am doing. However, the quality of the black wax was clearly better because it burned slower. At least that's my take. And what that means is I double dipped this, and I think I should have only done a single dip, which is a shame, but it is what it is, I've learnt. So what that means is that inside wax is actually burning quicker, so there's no dripping of the red over the black. Nevertheless, they will get burnt, they'll get used, and if nothing else, they've made these ones last a bit longer, but that is a fail, and hopefully if you are interested in doing this, you will learn from my mistake. When it came to dripping the wax on the outside, it helped to let the wax cool a little bit more, so it actually cooled down and held its shape. So that's another little takeaway from that. But I had a lot of fun doing this, and the two boxes with a DPN and some bulldog clips and pegs to hold them up while they were drying worked fantastically. So that is, again, another nice thing to have learnt. So the next project was my Dr. Martens bag, and all I did was take this Angelus suede dye and dressing, and painted it using the little dibber that it comes with, which is just wool, felted wool on the end of a piece of wire. So if this ever keels over, I'll make a new one. And I used a brush just to get into the finer areas. And yeah, that's basically all I did. I will show you a little bit of the process and what that looked like, just because it's nice to see, I think. And then give you a little glimpse at the final project, which I have been using quite a lot more since I darkened it. So it was a quick, easy project, and it came out pretty good. I didn't bother with the inside, it seemed a bit, I don't know, pointless really. But I'm really happy with it. It's a little shiny, but it always was, so yeah. Next we made some quills out of peacock feathers because this person, Laudna, is pretty extra, and I imagine she would have maybe something a bit more creepy, but we collected some peacock feathers at a little place we stayed in when we went away for my birthday. They were just on the floor and I thought I'd use them at some point, and I did. So we'll go and do that next. This was a fun one, super quick and just really nice and gentle. I did it in maybe 5 minutes each. And they work. So I'm really happy with them. I've made two, one for me and Alex. We don't have to, he never has to use it, but they're super fun. And very extra. I might even use it for my next D&D game. Sorry, gang. But it's just, yeah. When I made it, I had to be careful. Like the first one, I think it's this one, and you can see that when I hold it, I'm left-handed. The peacock feather doesn't hold quite as beautifully as the second one that I did, where where I was sure that it was pointing the right direction when I wrote. It's absolutely not necessary, but you know, if you're going to be extra, you may as well make sure it looks even extra when you're using it. And I also have a green ink that I'm going to use, just because, again, it's just fun. I don't know if that's bad luck actually, but I'm not superstitious about my ink use. But yeah, another really fun project that took no time at all. And, ooh, do forgive me, I'm a little bit out of practice again, and my ghostly white face is really quite off-putting. I can see it if I even move. So we'll do something about this lighting soon. Also, hopefully the sound should be a little bit better. We'll see. Alex bought me a new cable again, and it means that the mic can be a lot closer to me and I can just talk, and hopefully we won't get as much noise. Anyway, the final project that I made is Sashimi, and Sashimi was a lot of fun, but required... So the final project that I made was Sashimi, who was, or is, Pate's partner, Laudna's doll, marionette doll. And the way I did that is I used some of the wire that I've been using recently, and I made just a really simple frame. Then I used some wool to build up a bit of a shape of just the body. Then I made some clothing, and to do that all I did was draw around my wire frame and body, and then cut pattern pieces to make a little top and a pair of trousers. They're really fun in like alternate colours, and you'll see in red and black. And then I did a little crochet head, just a little crochet ball, filled it with more wool. I used some safety eyes for the eyes. I used a bit of lace from a top that I had in my wardrobe that has the tie front, and I never liked the tie front, and I didn't wear it because of it, so I simply cut that off and made the top more wearable. In fact, if you've been here, you might have seen me wear it with my sweater vest that I recently finished. And then I just made little lace collar and cuffs out of that lace. I made a little hat out of wire and some more fabric, and then I felted some little feet and hands because I didn't fancy doing any more crochet, and yeah. And I sewed on some buttons, and that was it. It was a super fun, super quick project again, but Pate had to have a partner, so yes, let's make this one. It feels very weird to do this after the fact, but hopefully now I have this space, I have a desk space, I can do more of this and actually document it as I go without nearly as much trouble. So I'm very excited, I'm very grateful. Yeah, let's make sashimi. So, yeah, it was a fun, silly project. I might put some ribbon or strings on little Sashimi here, I might not. Again, she's a bit funky and a bit floppy and wonky, but I really like her. I gathered in the ends here once I attached the felted hands and feet. I just sewed them in, I didn't show that, but I was very pleased with my little ballet pumps that she has. She's also got little gems on her eyes for a little added sparkle, and I did a little bit of kind of spiderwebby goo because why not? But yeah, I know this is a very silly episode. I don't know. Am I having an episode? No. I think I'm actually being a bit more playful of myself, which has been really nice to do. Let's put her down because I'll keep playing with her. Yeah, I had a lot of fun, and there will be a part 2. I will be recording another more normal knitting podcast episode very soon. Yeah, I'm hoping to record with Alex as well. I've got knitting to talk about. We've kind of done quite a lot this summer, and it'd be quite nice to have a little bit of time to reflect. I want to record my jumper roundup, which I haven't filmed yet for the year. I find that really useful just for figuring out what is most wearable for myself, and sometimes that's useful for others to hear, and what yarns lasted best. And yeah, we recently went to France with my parents just for a few days, just 3 days over the weekend, and it was really nice with the world being how it has been and then moving away. We haven't really had time to just be with them. It's usually been a flying visit to a family member or, a flying visit here. So it was quite nice to just spend and just be. And yeah, I think that's it for today. Thank you so much for being here and joining me. I hope that it was a bit of fun, a bit of maybe inspiration to just do the thing that you've been hoping to do, and I hope to see you again very soon.